Hi, my name's Elise Klein, and since 1992, my company, Source Telecom, has been helping businesses with their telecom and data services. We represent over 30 carriers that pay us to help companies install and manage their network services. Each month, we create a video and newsletter that focuses on a topic of interest to those of you who manage the voice and data networks for your company. If you'd like to subscribe to our newsletter, you can contact us through our website at singlesourcetelecom.com, or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. So let's get right to this month's topic. This video will discuss SIP trunking and what factors should be considered when choosing a SIP carrier. Let's start at the beginning. What is SIP, or Session Initiation Protocol? SIP is a service where on one circuit, either an internet circuit or an MPLS circuit, you can get local voice, long distance, and data service. And what's nice about this is that with SIP, your business now has the ability to lower its costs by sharing network resources for both voice and data. And what's significant is that for certain locations, you have to qualify. You can even transition your local services over to SIP. Number portability is available in many areas where you can actually continue to use the same telephone numbers you've been using, but transition them over to your SIP service. So there are several factors which are very important to consider when choosing a SIP provider. There are major differences between the carriers, and there are some important factors to be considered. First is, does the carrier that you're looking at offer quality of service guarantees, or are they just offering best efforts? So this is very important in terms of ensuring the quality of the voice transmission. Secondly, are the SIP trunks customizable, and can they be provisioned on a company-wide network basis? So in other words, you can share SIP trunks between offices as opposed to having to provision each office for its own SIP trunks. Very important in terms of keeping costs down. Third, does the SIP provider offer toll-free SIP service? Because if it doesn't, and you have high volumes of inbound calls on toll-free service, you're going to have to maintain separate facilities for those incoming calls unless your SIP provider offers toll-free SIP. Fourth, is the service burstable? So in times of high demand, can your SIP provider provide more talk paths if they're needed? This is a really terrific feature for any business that has occasional peak calling, both for in and outbound calls. Finally, it's very important to consider what type of emergency backup the carrier is offering. Carriers that offer wireless integration allow seamless failover to mobile backup devices. Most SIP providers do not offer this type of converged service, and you'll need to use a network-based backup plan to be implemented, which further adds to your monthly costs and management expenses. So if you can find a carrier that offers failover to mobile, that's terrific. Your business may be considering SIP for both domestic and international. International offerings are currently pretty limited. However, they're expanding all the time, and we can check that on a country-by-country basis. So in summary, be very careful when you're choosing a SIP provider. Don't base your decision solely on cost per trunk. For all the reasons I've mentioned, it may be more important how the service is provisioned. So if you're currently considering transitioning to SIP service, please feel free to contact Source Telecom. We'll be happy to speak with you about your project and present you with your best options based on your business's specific application. We can be reached at 877-577-1954.